Hello and welcome to the Daily Mill for Wednesday the 23rd July 2025. How are you all doing? Fantastic, so let's crack on. Tickets. Guess what? The tickets you've all been waiting for are going on sale soon. Norwich City away, first game of the season. And of course, it is tiered. It's going to be tomorrow. It's going to start tomorrow. And I knew this was coming because earlier today, if you check your account, you'll find that if you're a season ticket holder, the tickets for your loyalty points for buying a season ticket this season have been added. They were added today. They were added this morning, and the club announced that on Mill Tickets on X. So we knew, the reason why they're doing that is because you're going to need those points soon. And here we go. The first real game of the season. The first real game. We got friendlies. We got Wimbledon. We got Bromley. We got Sutton. We got Estoril. But this is the first real game. How good are we really? How are we? I don't know, but we'll find out. And you can go and watch them. So here we go. This is from millfc.co.uk, club's official website. Mill will head to Norwich City on the opening day of the Sky Bet Championship on Saturday, the 9th of August, kick-off 3 p.m. But do remember, if you are unlucky enough not to get a ticket, the game will be streamed live on Sky Sports Plus in the UK, even though it's a 3 p.m. kickoff. Because I don't know if they changed the rules or the rules say. They said something about a certain number of matches across the first two divisions. Of course, I don't think the Premier League starts until the week after. So apparently that means they're allowed to show 3 p.m. kickoffs live. Again, I don't know the reasoning behind that. I thought it wasn't allowed. I thought the only games that you could show at 3 p.m. on Saturday were cup finals. So, but whatever. Tickets will go on sale to season ticket holders who have 580 or more loyalty points on Thursday, the 24th of July, 9:30 a.m. That's tomorrow morning. So hopefully they're not going to run out of electricity. There's not going to be a flood. There's not going to be a plague of locusts. Something insane hopefully doesn't happen. Obviously, if you are travelling down to the Den in person to buy your tickets, do remember that Ilderton Road is closed on the southern end and on the northern end, and on Surrey Canal Road there is two-way traffic lights alternating. So yeah, that's going to be fun. Tickets are priced at £32 for adults, £22 for over 65s, £22 for under 21s, £17 for under 18s, and £12 for under 12s. Tickets will go on sale to season ticket holders on Thursday the 24th of July from 9:30 a.m. who have 580 or more loyalty points. Any tickets remaining will go on sale from 9:30 a.m. on Friday. Now, obviously, how many season tickets? Do we have like 3,000 season ticket holders there or thereabouts? And 8,000 members. So, or maybe less than that, because they have normally when they publish and say, oh, look how many season tickets we sold this season. They haven't done that yet, so maybe it has gone down. Obviously, I've seen people saying, because of all the kickoff times being changed, to 12:30 on Saturday, they had to miss the games because they were taking their kids, football training, and they were missing the game. So what's the point of buying the season ticket if you don't know, if Saturday 3:00 isn't a goer anymore? So maybe season ticket holders are down. That might give some of you a chance to get a ticket. So on Friday at 9:30 a.m. they're going to go to season ticket holders who have 550 or more. So they've got all weekend. On Monday the 28th of July at 9:30 a.m. it's going to go to season ticket holders. So the rest of season ticket holders, for season ticket holders who have 540 or fewer. Okay. That's interesting. Why have they done it like that? It should only be 549 or lower. There's a 10-point gap. That don't make no sense. Any tickets remaining will go on sale to members from 9:30 on Tuesday the 29th of July, but only to members who have 120 or more loyalty points. Any tickets remaining will go on sale from 9:30 a.m. on Wednesday the 30th of July to members who have 110 or fewer loyalty points. That will not be happening. You will not get through to Wednesday. They will all be gone on Tuesday, probably within an hour. So probably by 10:30 on Tuesday, they will all be gone. We have about 8,000 members, and the rest, and guaranteed it's all going to go on Tuesday. So, there you go. Now, if you're looking at your loyalty points, you log into your Millwall profile, go to Millwall tickets, go to the side, see how many loyalty points you got. If you are just lacking, do remember that if you buy, you can buy tickets for the first 3 games. And if you do that, I believe it's 10 loyalty points for each thing. And so do remember, if you're missing like 10, 20 or 30 loyalty points to get up to that 120 mark, you can buy match tickets in advance for the first 3 home games of the season to get yourself up to that one, to then be able to buy a ticket for Norwich away. It says here, it says here, click on the small log in icon in the top right hand corner of the screen on Millwall Ticketing's website. Your loyalty points will be displayed under your name. Alternatively, call the ticket office and they'll talk you through it if you're not tech savvy. If you're an under 15, you need to buy a ticket with an adult or senior ticket. Tickets will go off sale at 2 p.m. on Friday the 8th. Like I said, they're all going to be gone by then. If you haven't collected your ticket by then, on 2 p.m. on Friday the 8th of August, which is the day before the game, they're going to be sent to the away club ticket office and you'll have to collect it on the day. We have an initial allocation of 2,022 tickets. So, initial. There may be more tickets released. So after it does sell out on, Tuesday? Definitely going to sell out on Tuesday. We may get more points. So obviously, when is that? Is that next? So that's going to be next week. So if that happens, I'll let you know. If we do get more tickets, I will let you know. Etc. etc. Coaches will leave the den at 9:30 a.m. Coach tickets are priced at £29. These can be purchased by season ticket holders members in person at the ticket office. Do you need a ticket to get a coach ticket? Maybe you should get a coach ticket and go there anyway. And then watch it on Sky Sports Plus in the pub near the ground. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. But yeah, there you go. Tickets. Tickets are on sale for the first game of the season. Let's go. Now we have some post-match comments from yesterday's game. This is from southwarknews.co.uk. Obviously, they publish tomorrow on a Thursday. If you see it out and about, do pick up a copy. The lads need to have the appetite to learn. Millwall boss on Femi's finish of the training video. Alex Neil praised the attitude and application of his players after their 3-0 friendly win against AFC Wimbledon at Plough Lane on Tuesday evening. Femi Aziz and Jack Howland scored in the first half against Johnny Jackson's League 2 24-25 playoff winners before Mihailo Ivanovic added the third after the break. Oh my god. They're a League 1 team. Oh, they are in trouble. They are in trouble. Either we are really, really, really good, or they're not going to do too well in the League 1 next season. Yeah. Oh my goodness. They actually won the playoffs in League 2. Before Mihailo Ivanovic added the third after the break. Aziz's finish was low into the bottom corner in their pre-season training camp in Spain. Mill posted footage of Aziz working with the first team coach David Livermore and Neil on those types of finishes. Neil was keen to praise his players for their appetite to put in the extra hard yards. I think that's quite common for a lot of the lads. At one stage or another, we'll do individual drills for them that we feel is specific to their position. Whether that be the striker backing in, turning, or trying to link the game, or Femi, combining and getting down the sides and scoring. It's interesting, I know the drill you're talking about, his goal is very similar to the one in the drills, actually. He cuts back inside on his left foot and he puts it in the far corner. All those little bits help, I'm not saying he scored that goal because we did a drill with him, but certainly our job is to try and improve the players, improve their understanding, improve their technique, and I think we're making good progress in that sense. But that's a 50-50 thing. We can't do it ourselves. The lads need to have an appetite to learn and get better and improve and continue to train hard. And they've certainly got that, as far as attitude and application is concerned. We've got no problems whatsoever. The lads are excellent. Mill hope to involve absentees such as Zach Sturge, Josh Coburn, Rahis Bangor-Williams, Billy Mitchell, Joe Bryan and Camille Negley in a training session on Tuesday before finalising their squad for the sold-out friendly against Bromley at Hayes Lane on Saturday. When was this written? This is published today, the 23rd. I guess he spoke to him on Tuesday. Hang on. So they had the training session, but the game was on Tuesday. Did they mean Wednesday or Thursday? Training session on Thursday. But yeah, so Josh Coburn missed that squad. And I thought, oh God, here we go. We've just spent 5 million on him and he's injured. So it seems he's just, it's a precaution. Because it doesn't matter. What matters, as I've just showed you, the Norwich game. That's what matters. All this other stuff, don't matter. Wimbledon game, don't matter. Bromley game, don't matter. Sutton United game, don't matter. But do buy tickets, by the way. But you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. What matters is the Norwich game. Because if you win that, you get 3 points in the championship table, and that's what matters. And obviously, the game the week after against in the cup, the League Cup, whoever we get, we don't even know who we got yet, but that matters as well. Well, it matters to me, probably not to you lot. Right, we got some pictures as well from that game, and here you go. Keep your eyes on the ball, eyes on the prize. So Mill took on AFC Wimbledon as they returned to England to continue their pre-season campaign. A selection of the action from the Cherry Red Records Stadium can be seen in the match gallery below. And this is from millwallfc.co.uk. There's a Ivanovic there. That's Jack Howland, if you don't know, ladies and gentlemen, under-21 player. Just gone into the under-21s. I think he was involved last season. He's coming up to his second year in the under-21s. Ryan Leonard, obviously he was the one who put the ball through for Ivanovic to score. Macaulay Langstaff, Sheldon Kendall has rebraided his hair. I think he just took it out because it's too hot in Spain. He rebraided it. Benicio Baker seems quite happy in the background there. I don't know if that's just the camera's caught him off guard there. A fan there, young fans having a time of their lives in the new shirts, and why not? It was a bit nippy, wasn't it? So, Alex Neil with a jacket on, quarter zip, sweatshirt. New goalkeeper, Femi Aziz, scoring his goal, getting his celebration, and we're back around to where we started. There you go. And we have more post-match comments from, again, southernnews.co.uk. This was published actually yesterday, but after I filmed the video, so bringing it to you now. Those are the bits we want to minimise and avoid. Mill boss gives his thoughts on win over AFC Wimbledon by Alex Grace at Plough Lane. Wonder if we get an injury update in here. Mill head coach Alex Neil was encouraged by his side's 3-0 win against AFC Wimbledon at Plough Lane on Tuesday evening. Goals from Femi Aziz, Jack Howland and Mihailo Ivanovic sealed a comfortable win for the Lions, who continued their momentum from their pre-season training camp in Spain last week. I thought there were plenty of positives, Neil told Nizidin. The goals were the biggest positive. I thought we could have scored more, by the way, especially in the first half. We had a few chances, These games are always difficult. What we don't want to do is just turn the ball over and make it a fight. They're obviously direct in how they play, and they had a great success with that last year. It's not easy to play against. It's tough. Just one flick and you can be in trouble. First move of the game, we lost the header. They got in behind and they earned the corner straight from the kickoff. And those are the bits we want to minimise and avoid, and I thought we did that after that moment. Neil praised the technical quality his team showed throughout and highlighted the need for a balanced style play. We showed some good quality at times. We need to find a bit of balance with playing the ball short and longer. Every time we played forward when it was on, we looked dangerous, and we've still got bits to work on, but three good goals scored, a clean sheet, and a lot of the younger lads getting minutes. There was a lot to like. As Mill looked to evolve their style without losing their traditional strengths, Neil stressed the importance of maintaining the club's defensive identity while improving their output, after they managed to score just 47 league goals last season. We're very conscious of striking the right balance. Mill over the last 3 or 4 decades has been built on a strong defence, and that's something we don't want to weaken. We want to strengthen that side of ourselves, but equally, we all know we haven't been a free-flowing, high-scoring team for the last 2 or 3 decades either, so we want to add goals to our team. Neil was particularly impressed with Ivanovic. The Serbian finished last season strongly and has carried that into pre-season. Neil said, I thought Mihailov showed why he did so well in the second half of the season for us. His link-up play and his running in behind and his strength as a physical presence. The lad supported that really well by being in the right spaces when they received the ball. He got an assist. He got an assist and got a goal. Very good stuff. I mean, I'm excited. Hopefully he's still here come the 1st of September. But here we go. Now, speaking of that Bromley game on Saturday, I believe it's sold out. They might tell us here. This is from millwallfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Of course, you can watch the game on MillwallTV. It is being streamed on MillwallTV. What a world we live in. We are living in the future, ladies and gentlemen. It is being beamed via satellite from Bromley up into the thing and then down into your home, wherever that may be. Even if it's literally just a street, a couple of streets away. There you go. Mill will travel to Bromley FC for a pre-season friendly on Saturday the 26th of July, kick-off at 3 p.m. The Lions fans can watch the action by purchasing a match pass on MillwallTV. This match coverage will include a commentary feed as you watch the Lions in this London derby for just £5. Match passes are available in all territories, which means you can watch Alex Neil's side from wherever you are in the world. To purchase, click above. So there you go. I believe it is sold out. I believe it is. I know the hospitality sold out. That sold out a long time ago. And the reason why it's sold out is because they're still working on one of their stands. I think they are redeveloping one of their stands. So they have come a long way, baby. I remember going there when it was just concrete steps. A long way. Now, we have an update on the situation. I told you yesterday, Allan Campbell. We were linked with him. Kind of weird. Didn't make sense. He was on loan for us. He played a few times, mostly off the subs bench. And then after, I think they tried to send him back, and then the Luton said, you fucking keep him. And then I think we threw the toys out of the pram and just, didn't play him ever again. Didn't play him for the rest of the season, which was kind of weird. But this is from Yahoo News at uk.news.yahoo.com. So he's actually on trial at Oxford United. So Oxford United will assess over the next few days what to do when it comes to trialist midfielder Allan Campbell. The 27-year-old played the second half of the 1-0 pre-season victory at Mansfield Town last night, having replaced Brian de Keersmaker at the break. Scottish midfielder Campbell began his career at Motherwell and joined Luton Town in June 2021. He spent the 23-24 campaign on loan at Millwall, where he worked alongside youth head coach Gary Rowett, and then joined Charlton Fleck on loan last summer. Campbell switched to Dundee United in January and saw the short-term deal expire this summer. Asked by this newspaper about Campbell's trial situation, Rowett responded, "Well, it's no surprise, Allan Campbell, he's a free agent. And he's someone I worked with before at Millwall, and I think at the moment, in particular with Vauxy out injured, we're pretty light in there, and we want to have a look at him, and we want to see where he's at fitness-wise, and see where he's at in terms of, where we want and where we need. I think he's the sort of player that we should choose to, and should we want to at some point, he would be a very good addition to our squad. But of course we need to balance that also with all the signings and what we might want to do. And I'm sure over the next few days we'll perhaps see where that goes." I haven't done that voice for a long old time. Gary Rowett there. The OGs, if you're an OG follower of this channel, you know that accent. The old Gary Rowett, Midlands scruff. From the back of the throat. Nearly killed me a number of times. So I think maybe the guy who wrote the story the other day, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. And someone said, Gary Rowett's taking him on trial. And he didn't know that Gary Rowett wasn't Millwall manager anymore. So he just put, Gary Rowett, he's the manager at Millwall. And maybe that's what happened. Because maybe, like I said, maybe we are exploring a deal. I don't know, but it doesn't really make sense. We are looking for a squad filler. Massimo Luongo, he's gone AWOL. He had a trial in Spain, didn't play against Wimbledon. So I don't know what he's doing. So we are looking for a squad filling centre midfielder, just be around the squad and be on the bench just in case. But yeah, I don't see this happening at all. So the fact that he's actually playing for Oxford as a trialist makes more sense to me. So that's the deal with that. Now, we got some news on the goalkeeper. We were linked with 3 goalkeepers in one day a couple of weeks ago. It looks like the Man United keeper is a no-go. He's going back to Austrian Bundesliga. This is from Yahoo Sports at sports.yahoo.com. Radek Vitek on the cusp of moving to Champions League, and I believe this is from One Football. Manchester United youngster Radek Vitek is closing in on a loan deal away from Old Trafford. The giant goalkeeper won the FA Youth Cup with United in 2022 and secured a loan deal to Accrington Stanley in 2023. Who are they exactly? He played last season in Austria for FC Blau-Weiß Linz and kept 7 clean sheets in all competitions. After 2 impressive loan spells, many supporters have speculated whether Vitek deserves a chance between the sticks in the first team. This has only been magnified with the injury to first-choice goalkeeper Andre Onana this pre-season. Nevertheless, he has not been named in the side's pre-season tour of the United States of America. He has been linked with a move to Championship club Millwall, but there have also been suggestions he may return to the Austrian Bundesliga to play for Sturm Graz. It was reported that the Austrians were waiting to see what United's stance was, and they are now seemingly ready to pounce. Austrian newspaper Kronenzeitung reported that a Czech soldier is expected to arrive soon. The outlet claims that the transfer was supposed to be finalised last week but is dragging its feet. Things are apparently moving more slowly at Manchester United. Well, the club's a basket case. Nevertheless, there does seem to be progress for the deal, as the paper reports that Radek Vitek is expected to arrive in Graz in the next few days. The 21-year-old Czech keeper is expected to cover the absence of Sturm's first-choice goalkeeper, Daniil Kudelikov, who has a wrist injury that will keep him out until the winter. And that's exactly why we wanted to sign him on loan, to cover for our injured goalkeeper, Jensen, who is again going to be out February, March, April, who knows. So it doesn't seem to be happening, and Sturm Graz are in European football, so he's got that as well. And obviously he's literally just over the border from Czechia, so very close to home. So there you go. That's another one we're going to miss out on. Now, there have been some big signings made in the Championship today and yesterday, and we're going to look at them now by going to bbc.co.uk and looking at their transfer done deals. Yes, and here we go. just looking at the Championship teams, not talking about Marcus Rashford and all of that. So you've got Marcus McGuane has left Bristol City and gone to Huddersfield. You've got Ashley Phillips has gone on loan from Tottenham to Stoke. Matthias Roberts has left Ipswich and gone to Stevenage on a free transfer. Josh Windass, who we did make a bid for many years ago, 400,000 apparently, which got laughed at quite vigorously. He last week he ripped up his contract with Sheffield Wednesday, as he was legally entitled to, because they didn't pay him, and he ripped up his contract. And it was null and void. And I think he's like 31 now, so I think he's probably a bit too old for us. Although on the free transfer could have done the job. He's gone to Moneybags Wrexham, so he's gone there. So that's going to be fun. Now another one, Ashley Young. Ashley Young, yes, that Ashley Young, who isn't young, he's 40 years old. He's left Everton, he's gone to Ipswich. So, Femi Aziz, start rubbing your hands together, because you're going to rip this guy off the fucking part. 40-year-old fullback, come on Femi. You know what to do. Rip this fucking guy a new arsehole. Another player we were linked with on loan, he did well at Stockport on loan in League One. And then went back to Aston Villa. They wanted to loan him back out to a Championship team. Apparently, we put our hat into the ring. Didn't get selected. I believe he got injured, so I don't think he did go on loan. Louis Barry, a winger type player. He's gone on loan to Sheffield United. So he's going to be in the league next season in the Championship. He's gone on loan from Aston Villa. Nathan Broom has swept away from Swansea and gone to Bolton. Wouter Berger has left Stoke City and gone to Hoffenheim. What else have we got? Mark Howard has left Wrexham and gone to Salford on the free transfer. Alfie May, who we were linked with many years ago. When he was at Charlton, was it? Or was it Swindon? One of them, I don't know. He has left Birmingham City and gone to Huddersfield. So they clearly don't think he's good enough for the Championship. And decided to send him back to League One. Sheffield United have signed Anton Polendakov from Septemri Sofia, which is a Bulgarian team. So there you go. Another player from Sheffield Wednesday who ripped up his contract at the same time as Josh Windass, Michael Smith. He's gone on a free transfer from Sheffield Wednesday to Preston. And Preston have also signed Jack Walton from Luton. So Preston made signing a couple of players. Obviously, a lot of people seem to think that they might be in trouble this season, so they're trying to shore up their squad. And Watford have lined Chelsea player, youngster Caleb Wiley on loan. So there you go. So that's the football news. Now I am going to bore you to death. So if you're trying to fall asleep, keep watching, because this will send you there. More planning news from Sevenoaks District Council. Yes, we have a new thing. There's a new thing up on the website. Details pursuant to Condition 9, Service Water Drainage Scheme. So this is a doozy. We have a 54-page document and a 220-page report. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't subject you to that. I couldn't. I just can't. So if you want to see it for yourself, if you know what this is and like all of this stuff, if you're involved in this or you used to be, you go to Sevenoaks District Council website, go to the planning section, and then search for TN156AY. That's the postcode for Millwall's new training ground that is currently in the process of being built. It says 15th of July, but it just went up today, I believe. But yeah, we have another condition 9, another application to strike off, or no, not strike off, just to approve the condition, one of the conditions. So we have this here, 54 pages this is, Discharge of condition 9 for the proposed development, etc, etc, etc. So what this is, it says prior to the commencement, a detailed sustainable service water drainage scheme for the site shall be submitted and improved in writing by the local planning authority. The detailed drainage scheme shall be based upon the flood risk assessment and the sustainable drainage strategy dated 5th of July 2022, and shall demonstrate that the service water generated by this development for all rainfall durations and intensities up until including that climate change bullshit can be accommodated and disposed of without increase to flood risk on or off site. So they have to put in proper drainage, and they have SUDS, which is Sustainable Drainage Systems, SUDS, or Sustainable Drainage Strategy, so SUDS. And then they go through all this the climate change bullshit, all of that stuff. The existing site consists of farmland that is considered to drain informally, as you do, with surface water running off the majority of the site into a farmer's ditch, which runs along the western boundary of the site. Yeah, you'll see this a lot in the countryside. You'll see these ditches, like to the side of the road and stuff, and that's to drain the water to go into that. Surface water runoff is discharged at an unrestricted rate from the existing site, and at this rate of discharge has been calculated for a range of rainfall events with varying return periods. The peak existing greenfield runoff rates for the site are presented below. So 32 litres, was that per second? So yeah, this is, they think in 100 years it's literally going to get 3 times as worse. So however much it rains now in this country, they think because of climate change it's going to get 3 times as worse, which is clearly fucking bullshit. But they have to play the game. That's what they have to do. They're talking about infiltrate water into the ground, as this deals with water at source and serves to replenish groundwater. If this option is not viable, the next option is to run off, be discharged into a watercourse. So you basically drain it off into a river or a stream, as you do. The water should only be conducted into a public sewer system if neither of these options are possible. Yeah, this is a big thing at the moment. You may have seen it on the news. Every time it rains quite hard, obviously at the moment we haven't had this kind of like dreary, rainy, or it slowly rains all day. We've had these short, sharp bursts of rain. And any time that happens, Thames Water, Southern Water, like water companies all around the country, they can't deal with all the water flowing into the sewers, so they just pump it out into the rivers and the sea, along with a load of old shit, literally shit like sewage. So if you're going to the beach this weekend, have a think about that. No, but seriously, if you are going to the beach, there are websites you can use to check if there's been a discharge near to the beach that you're using. So like if you are going to go in the water, please do check that, because it's serious stuff. So just basically talking about what you're supposed to do with it. Not really anything specific. Oh, here we go. This is the thing about Millwall. Proposed surface water drainage system. The following suds has been proposed: Swales, whatever that is. What's a swale? I don't know. No idea. Isn't that a place in Kent? Swale. It's near Gillingham, isn't it? Swales will be used to convey runoff across the site. In addition, these features will help to integrate water within the development in the form of blue corridors. Oh, there you go. Providing additional pollution control benefits, as well as providing habitats for wildlife, increasing opportunities to enhance biodiversity. Due to the gradient across the site, check dams will be incorporated within the swales to provide additional above ground storage and to slow down the flow of water across the site. Infiltration from the swales has not been included in the calculations. However, it will be permitted to maximise runoff absorbed by vegetation and infiltrated into the ground wherever possible. All swales have been modelled with the width depth dimensions of 500mm by 525mm and with a 1:4 bank slope. 500, that's literally 50 centimetres. Is it not? That's literally nothing. That is literally nothing. Runoff from the car park, blah blah blah, etc. etc. And yeah, situation here. Obviously, where's that going to go? So you can't have a flat car park. It needs to be slightly sloped or bowed in the middle so that the rain doesn't sit there. That it just goes off to the side that you want. They've got various basins, drainage basins, surface water runoff channeled into a number of drainage basins located across the site. These basins will consist of vegetated depressions in the landscape, which will be used to store stormwater before being allowed to drain into a number of deep borehole soakaways installed below each basin. Raised grill grates will be installed within the base of each basin to allow surface water runoff to drain below into deep bore soakaways whilst preventing debris and silt from entering the filtration area to further mitigate blockages. The storage volumes have been calculated to provide a minimum of 300mm freeboard under design event. So what they're going to do basically is they're going to drill down into the bedrock and then put a grate on top to stop shit falling down. And I think they said, well, we'll find out later. I think it's going to be like 10 centimeters wide, the pipes. And they got various flow rates. You can see here, like, so if there's a massive storm, this is how long it's going to take to drain away. 2,160 minutes. So it's not going to go all bowling down into the ground. So obviously you could get like sinkholes and things like that. Yeah, they're going to drill down 30 meters. 30 meters. Yeah. The borehole depth 30 meters. Borehole diameter 12.5 millimeters. 12.5 centimeters. And the diameter of the pipe is going to be 10 centimeters. So yeah. They're going to drill pipes down into the bedrock, 30 meters, and they're going to drain the water down into the bedrock, which I believe is chalk. I believe all of this area is kind of the North Weald, or is all kind of chalk, isn't it? The North Downs, whatever they're called, is kind of chalk, chalk and clay. This might be more clay because it is. It's in a valley, isn't it? So I believe it's in the the Dartford Valley. So you've got all these tables and stuff. They have to design it for the worst storm ever in the world because climate change is going to kill us all, etc., etc. So we've got a map here. You can see. So these blue lines is what we've seen before on the plans that kind of look like rivers. That's the drainage system. And this map is the wrong way round, in that north is on the left hand side, east is at the top, so it's all going to flow north. Yeah, and these things that look like lakes on this one, they're green, so they aren't lakes, they're just areas where the drainage is going to go, and that's where I think most of the boreholes are going to be. So if we go down, etc. So we're only 11 pages in. I'm just gonna skip until I see something. So here we go. Hamza Askari, Bachelor of Science Honours, MPhil, MPhil, Drainage Engineer. Fantastic work, Hamza. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant little report he's done here. So you can see the map here. This is what they're going to do. So these things that look like 45 LPs, look like records, these are the boreholes. So they're going to have the drainage going down into these areas, green areas where all the biodiversity is going to be. And you can see here, look at this one. So by the entrance, so obviously this is a big one because they've got the car park. Imagine the car park water's going to flow down that way, and the entrance water. They've got, what's that, 1, 2, 6. They've got 6 boreholes there. So that's a big drainage area. It's going to drain down under the ground. Obviously, and these two here in the middle between the pitches, obviously they don't want to drill boreholes down to the ground there. That is actually a storage tank to collect the rainwater from the roof of the office buildings. So they're going to presumably keep some of the water, and rather than just dashing it under the ground, in case, I guess, they need to water some of the pitches if there's a drought or something. I don't know. I don't think they've mentioned anything about like a well or pumping water up from the ground, just sending it down there. So yeah, this is what they're gonna do. You know, this channel here. I think this one here is one that already exists. So the blue river that goes on the bottom of the page here, that's one that already exists. Is a ditch that already exists. This is what they're going to do. So this is the swale, I think, or one of the basins. So you can see, it's kind of being like a shallow ditch kind of thing. This is a close-up of, this is the storage tank, the hatch. This is a swale, so that's a swale. So you can see, look at all this stuff that Hamza's done here. Absolutely fantastic stuff, Hamza. Is this a borehole? This is a borehole. This is the borehole. See, you've got the top there, you've got the manhole cover there. It goes down, it's recessed cover to BSEN 124, of course, naturally. And it goes down, and then there's a pipe. So the water's going to go down this pipe in the middle. I don't know what that pipe's going across is. Concrete rocker pipe, okay. Don't know what that is. And then it goes down, and then this is like a drainage channel, I guess. And then it slowly goes down into the ground, and it slowly drains away into the strata of the bedrock, as they call it. And then now Hamza's really turned it on now. I don't even know what this is. This could be fucking Chinese for all I care. This is just, numbers and numbers and numbers, which, again, I don't know what it means. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. I have no idea. But it's just loads and loads of numbers. Swale 1, man on cover, junction, etc., etc., etc. Connections. It's basically, it looks like the whole pipework has been laid out, but in numbers. Rather than a map, it's numbers. Just numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers and numbers, and we go on and on and on. So this is all, I think this is projections, like I said, it's a projection, like if it rains this much, and then in the future, if it rains this much, if this is a flood, this is what's gonna happen. So they're covering the bases. It's all good. But this is the stuff that they have to do, to get the ground built. It's a lot of stuff that they're having to do, and it's very involved. It's a 54-page report. And it just goes on and on and on. It's going on and on and on. It's a management. So then they've got, not only have they got what they're going to build, But then they've got a little thing about what Mill will have to do in the future to maintain it. You have to have a certain amount of inspections, empty this, clean this and all of that. So there you go, that's 54 pages. And then we get on to this. This is 220 pages. And this was created, it says issue 1, 8th of September 2023. Nearly 2 years old. And we've just got the summary. I'll read the summary, but then we're not going to read the rest, because that's another 219 pages. So, non-technical client summary. Capiche? This report presents the findings of a Phase 2 intrusive investigation undertaken to determine conditions, establish if there are any environmental risks associated with the site and its development, and provide a geotechnical appraisal. Pertinent findings and conclusions may be summarised as follows. This site is a disused, open plot of land which measures just over 20 hectares. It is anticipated that the field was most recently used as an agricultural field. However, overgrown grasses, shrubs and thistles were present across the majority area. Historic mapping suggests a tank and possible buildings were located in the centre and just inside the southern boundary, but no other significant land uses were highlighted at the time or in the surrounding area. The follow-up site investigation included the formation of 30 boreholes and 11 trial pits, which found a variable thickness of reworked made ground in selected areas, occasionally in excess of 3 metres. Natural soils comprising cohesive clay with flints were found to make up the majority of the remaining profile to 4 metres. Although chalk bedrock occasionally found at depth, groundwater ingress wasn't recorded in any location. No significant evidence of contamination was encountered during the fieldworks, and that is good. That is good. And this was largely supported through the findings of the environmental laboratory analysis. However, However, asbestos was identified in 2 soil samples submitted to the laboratory in infield material from different depths. Although this isn't anticipated to pose an unacceptable risk to future users of the football training facility post-completion, a number of health and safety recommendations have been included to protect construction workers during the groundwork stage particularly. So they have found a small amount of asbestos, and that means the people who are actually going to be building the training ground or preparing the ground for the building, they need to take caution with that, which means when you kick up the dust into the air, you need to be wearing masks, filter masks, and I guess you need to be watering the dust so it falls down onto the ground and doesn't fly everywhere. Waste analysis was undertaken and found that the topsoil and clay with flints should be classified as inert under Waste Code 170504, but any reworked made ground should be treated as hazardous under Waste Code 170503. Further testing of the shallow infill soils may be prudent. Significant surplus volumes are going to be generated for future groundworks. Ground gas or radon protection measures are not required for any new buildings. So what they're saying, basically, in the areas where it's natural, anything they dig up and want to remove, it's fine to remove. But anything where there were buildings before and where they found the asbestos, they have to get rid of that. Yeah, it's toxic waste, basically, I guess they have to, I don't know what they do with that, put in a landfill or something like that. I don't know, but there's probably some place where you put it, and that's going to be expensive, so yikes. Engineering summary. The ground conditions are considered to be suitable for the use of potential spread foundations, either strip footings or pad foundations, with allowable bearing capacities this is weird. Like all the letters are kind of like separated. If you're watching this and you have dyslexia, it's not you. It's literally the words are like spaced out wrong. Capacities starting from 125 kN per meter squared for the superficial clay with flints. It should be noted that a significant depth of reworked made ground has been highlighted in a number of locations, and in excess of 3 meters in a few boreholes in the central and northern areas where spread foundations will not be feasible. A ground stability report suggested a moderate risk of chalk dissolution and the presence of 10 solution pipes beneath the study area. Therefore, further assessment of soil strength beneath the footprint of any proposed buildings is recommended. Ooh, okay. So again, because you're building on chalk, I believe chalk can be dissolved. Is it with acid or is it with an alkaline? One of them. Well, there's only two, so it's got to be one of them. But obviously, if there's whatever liquid is going down, yeah, if it's melting the ground that's underneath, and you put a building on it, that building's gonna fall down. Don't do that. And this is why, in terms of what you're gonna do with the water that runs off, you want to make sure that you get it to where it needs to get to. In situ and the laboratory CBR testing, whatever that is, has confirmed that a design value of 6% is appropriate for any shallow clay soils, proposed road and pavement formation depth. Soakaway testing in the shallow clay soils have confirmed negligible infiltration in this material and is not likely to be suitable medium for infiltration drainage. Future options could be for deeper borehole soakaways to target the underlying chalk. So this is why they have to do all these boreholes. They can't just leave it in a ditch, because underneath the ditch is clay, so it's just going to sit there. It's going to turn into a pond and it's going to stagnate. They actually need to get the water down under the ground through the clay, because it's not going to infiltrate through the clay. So they have to spend all this money to do this, so it doesn't flood all the time. You know what I mean? So there's a lot going on here. And like I said, we're only on page 2. I'm not going to go through this. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And just to show you how much on and on and on it goes, we're going on a little journey. Ooh, there's a map. There's some pictures. Ooh. And here we go. Page 100. Yep. And we're still going. All the way down. Page 200. All the way down. And here we go. 219. 220. So, this is what I'm going to be reading this weekend. What are you going to be doing? But yeah. So like I said, if you want to read this for yourself, if you know what this is, if you know all about this stuff and you want to find out what they're doing, go to Sevenoaks District Council website, go to their planning section, search for TN15 6AY, and you need condition 9. But there you go. And on that note, thank you for watching, and goodbye.